Pat, how you doing?
Oh, fine. I'm just calling in because you'd mentioned earlier about talking about women and atheism and raising families and children.
Okay.
And I just want to call in. I raised two daughters as atheists.
Okay.
And they're now around 25, 29.
Okay.
And they came out fine. They've never been into dope. They've never gotten pregnant. They're two independent young ladies, self-sufficient in every way.
Okay.
And very happy.
Go you.
And I don't have any the advice I have for people is raise your kids atheists, and you get to skip all the problems we have seen. A lot of our Bible-thumping relatives have with all the problems they had. We didn't have it. And a lot of it was education. We were able to openly talk to our children, and we didn't try to hide things from them. We laid everything out. My wife was very good about talking about sex to them all the time, and I think education was the key for them.
Okay. How much did you extend that into other areas? As in, I know most of the families I know of, they also didn't teach, or I don't want to say teach, but they didn't practice the holidays as much in terms of, Santa's coming tonight, and it's not until you're 10 years old that you tell them, well, sorry, Santa's not real. Again, some of the atheist families I've known, it's known all along that Santa is not real. He's just one of the holiday fun things to do.
Well, when they were younger, to answer that question, we did let them have Christmas and Santa Claus and this sort of thing.
Okay.
But as soon as they were old enough and they asked a question, we discussed it, we explained to them about what Christmas was all about, and still let them enjoy Christmas and have everything, just because it's more convenient.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Yeah.
And even now, we celebrate solstice now. We don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
And but we get a lot of criticism from some of our relatives about that. You got to have it on the 25th. Christ was born on the 25th, that sort of thing. But so now, as adults, it's much easier to deal with than it was when they were children. Because when you're children, you just in this society, you just kind of have to give in, to that a little bit. I think.
Did they ever have any? I guess issues or problems when they were growing up, saying that they went to school and all the other kids are now, yelling at them, complaining at them, saying you're going to hell if you don't believe, or was it never really brought up?
Yes, they didn't have that much of a problem, but they did have some problem. They had to face it sometime, and we had prepared them for it. Okay. The biggest problem they would have is when they would go out and visit, spend the night with other kids.
Okay.
And especially if it was over a weekend or something, and the parents there automatically assumed they had the right to take our children to church.
Yeah.
Even parents that knew that we were not church people.
Okay.
That was an automatic for them. They were doing us a big favor by, force-feeding religion to our children. And even one of our relatives in Dallas, when our children went to visit with them, over a weekend. Okay. And they made a point out of taking them to church and then asking them and quizzing them about, why they didn't go to church and they should try to get mom and daddy to go and this sort of thing. Like we were real bad people.
Yeah, yeah. Did they want to go to church at any time? As in when they got a little bit older, did they want to know? Well, everybody else is religious.
No, we always told them that if they wanted to go, they could go. We told them that we wanted them to make up their own mind and to educate themselves. We did at one time, I guess, sort of a substitute, but found out we went to one of the churches here in Austin. That's what's the name of the?
You have the Unitarian. I don't know if that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah, the Unitarian Church.
Okay, yeah, Unitarian Universalist.
Now that was a very good thing because we took them to the Unitarian Church, and it happened at that time at the Unitarian Fellowship. It was that they were teaching a class to the younger children about different kinds of religion. The Jewish religion and all different religions each Sunday. So this guy that took this on was a professor. And so I wanted to make sure that he was teaching them what I wanted to teach. So I went in and sat in the class for several sessions myself,
Okay.
And so that's the education my daughters got about religion, was they didn't just learn and they weren't just brainwashed on one religion. They learned about all different religions, so they could know how to relate to people,
Exactly.
So that was their basis for religion. And now that they're on their own, like I say, they're 25 and 29 now, they have no desire to go to church. And they're doing just fine.
Okay. So. All right.
Love your show.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling.
Bye.
You know, I think that religious education is a very good thing. I had one in college, in high school. In high school, we had a program called Humanities. It was some kind of elective, but the first half of the class was just inviting in speakers from every different religion, doing a different speaker every day, and then talking about what their religion was, asking questions, and then we wrote a report on it or whatever. We learned about a large array of religions, and it was very, very good. I think it's good to be well-rounded. I went to religious school growing up, but I was also raised as an atheist.
Okay.
I don't remember ever believing in Santa Claus. Okay. I remember wanting to celebrate Christmas just because all my friends did, but I didn't ever believe there was a Santa Claus.
Okay.
And honestly, I know a whole lot more atheists who have read the Bible cover to cover than Christians.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Most of the people in the group actually have read it at least once. And yeah, that's kind of an interesting factor.
For people who've been watching clips on YouTube, if this clip happens to make it to YouTube, it's worth pointing out that you can watch the entire show by going to the website, www.atheist-experience.com, as well as archive shows by clicking on the show archive there. Most of them are on Google Video, some of them are on Blip TV.